What if I told you the San Francisco 49ers nearly made a move that could have altered the entire NFL draft? Imagine the buzz, the phone calls, the tension behind the scenes as the clock ticked down in round one. The Niners, a team known for calculated aggression, were on the brink of turning this year's draft on its head, only to let the dust settle and walk away with a prize at pick number 11. Tonight, let's take you deep inside the war room with exclusive details on what really happened, what could have been, and what it all means for the future of the 49ers. The big attempt, 49ers push to trade up. The NFL draft's drama isn't limited to what we see on stage. It's what happens in the shadows, with franchises negotiating, scheming, and gambling for their next cornerstone player. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, whispers of a 49ers trade-up started to spread as draft night approached. San Francisco had its eyes on the Carolina Panthers' number 8 overall pick, engaging in discussions that nearly shook up the top of the board. Why the urgency? Multiple front offices wondered if the Niners were eyeing a top offensive playmaker, someone who could change their attack overnight. Analysts suggested names like Tetairoa McMillan, the prolific wide receiver, and Colston Loveland, the dynamic tight end. Both would have added firepower to a roster designed to contend now, but needing insurance for the future. But in the end, the Panthers held firm. The Niners stayed at number 11 and drafted Mykel Williams. But the night was more turbulent than it looked. Motives revealed. Who did the 49ers really want? Draft gossip wasn't just about the Panthers. Word on the street was that the Saints, picking 9th, had their eyes on Mykel Williams. The same defender the Niners had a Carolina trade come through. It would have let San Francisco leapfrog New Orleans and guarantee their man. However, fate, or stubborn negotiations, kept the Niners exactly where they started. John Lynch, the always candid Niners GM, opened up on Chris Simms' Unbuttoned podcast after the draft. He admitted that if Williams hadn't been their selection at 11, the team was primed to pivot to an offensive weapon. That said, the specifics remain shrouded in classic draft day secrecy. Was it really about McMillan, touted by some as a possible replacement for the explosive but currently injured Brandon Ayuk? Or did they look to Loveland, who could eventually step into the shoes of all-world tight end George Kittle? All signs also pointed to another potential target, Kelvin Banks Jr., the lineman viewed as the possible heir to left tackle Trent Williams. With Williams aging and his contract structured for potentially easy release after June 1st, a new blindside protector made plenty of sense. Strategic decisions, roster juggling, and cap calculations. San Francisco's decision-making didn't stop with the draft board. Brandon Ayuk's situation loomed large. He's coming off a brutal knee injury and, according to many experts, is laboring under one of the league's least team-friendly contracts. A post-June 1st trade could save the Niners more than $1.5 million this year, giving the team flexibility and possibly a reason to grab a young receiver like. On the other side, the O-line's future is a puzzle in progress. While Trent Williams remains an elite presence, age, injury, and the looming cap hit are annual concerns. Veteran DJ Humphrey's arrival after the draft gives the team options, and a June 1st deal moving Williams could free nearly $1.8 million more against tight end. The always reliable George Kittle inked a reported 4-year extension, but with the fine print revealing it's essentially a 1-year guarantee and 3 team options. A play for Loveland would have aligned perfectly with this slow transition. Plan, why, Mykel Williams. So why did the 49ers stick with Mykel? Officially, he was the top name on their board. Unofficially, draft night narratives always get a coat of fresh paint. No coach or GM wants to say who's. Williams, by all accounts, is a high-upside edge rusher ready to inject youth and chaos into the 49ers' vaunted defense. In a division stacked with dangerous quarterbacks, stockpiling pass rush talent never goes out of style, and the front office had options. Mason Graham, the irresistible force taken at number, even admitted to thinking the Niners might snap him up if he slid out of the top 10. But with Williams available, the choice became clear, or so. What the future holds. Draft fallout and roster. With the draft in the rearview mirror, the speculation. The Niners' first offensive pick, wide receiver Jordan Watkins, could signal a quiet transition plan at receiver. Whether or not Ayuk stays, the veteran insurance along the O-line, the contract gymnastics, and the persistent rumors mean every roster move is a potential domino in a much bigger chain. And remember, in today's NFL, flexibility. The 3 names floated as possible targets, McMillan, Loveland, and Banks, may yet enter the 49ers' orbit in the seasons to come. John Lynch and company have made a habit of thinking 2 steps ahead. and their near-miss trade attempt this year might just set the stage for the next perspective. A draft, defined by calculated risks. If you zoom out, the 49ers' 2024 draft is a case study in calculated risk. They chose certainty over speculation, a proven disruptor on defense over swinging for the fences on. But make no mistake, the phone calls, the what-ifs, and the whispers were. When rivals know you're ready to pounce, it only adds to the aura of unpredictability. Could Williams emerge as the latest Niners defensive star? Could a post-June trade of a big name change the locker room landscape? This is the chess game of the NFL, where sometimes the moves you don't make tell the real story. Your take on San Francisco's high-stakes draft. So, faithful Niners fans and draftnicks alike, what's your verdict on San Francisco's draft night maneuvers? Was sticking at number 11 the play? Or should the front office have made the jump for a game-breaking offer? How do you see the futures of Ayuk, Williams, Kittle, and this talented but If you enjoyed this in-depth look behind the curtain, hit like, and let your thoughts fly in the below. Do you want to see more bold trades, or are you content with steady strategic selections? We want all your hot takes, predictions, and questions as this news shape. Keep it locked here for all the latest updates straight from the West Coast war rooms. Because in San Francisco, the only thing for certain is that nothing stays the same for long.